Pregón is a Spanish word that refers to the cries of the street vendors, known as pregoneros, to announce their arrival. They toured the streets of Lima until the first half of the 20th century. Their cries used to be short songs that described the products they sold. There were pregoneros for all kinds of goods, from fruit to potatoes to drinks of all types. One of the most remembered pregones is the one that advertised a type of sweet roll known as hot revolution, made of sugar, cloves, and cinnamon. My piece, simply called Pregón, is based on the tune of the hot revolution, mixed with some Peruvian rhythms like the Marinera and the Peruvian Waltz. In a broader sense, a pregón is an announcement, a proclamation of something good that is coming. Therefore, it seemed very appropriate to me in these times of global pandemic. I hope its light, dance-like character invites people to think of better times to come.
Hello, my name is Maki Murata, and I am a second-year music student. This piece, simply entitled Waiting, is a brief snapshot of the loneliness experienced by many during this lockdown. An ominous and incessant ticking pervades the piece, tracing the slow passage of time. An unfinished melody is heard in fragments, interrupted as our lives are in isolation, and is accompanied by a mournful motif signifying a sense of loss. An eerie atmosphere is created by glassy string harmonics and dissonant harmonies. Towards the end, a brief ray of hope shines through with a heroic E-flat major, but swiftly dies away, leaving only the echoes of the ticking clock to fade into nothingness and silence. I have also written a short poem to accompany the piece. I hope you enjoy. Waiting. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Sitting and waiting together, and yet miles apart. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Humanity caged, aging, dying, a non-existent life. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. Dreaming of sunshine, children's laughter, a life well lived, hands held, lovers' fingers intertwined, tracing life's lines and parts on faded skin. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock, waiting and waiting and waiting. Tick, tick, tick goes life's clock, with life ticking, ticking, ticking away.
My experience of lockdown has not been particularly eventful or extreme. Instead, I have watched the pandemic develop passively from the safety of my own home. The majority of my social interactions have moved online, and I've begun to feel a palpable distance and disruption between myself and the rest of society. Like me, the performers of Out of Touch have performed in isolation, and the lack of immediate communication inherent to live music performances means that they will have inevitably strayed out of time with each other, allowing their parts to merge together in bittersweet and clustered harmony built from 8 notes. The imitation of motives in the woodwinds never quite line up with each other, with frequent repetition. The percussionist creates a soundscape associated with my time on lockdown, such as typing at a keyboard. Like me, the performers have had a small role in a wider effort, the impact of which will not be visible until after it's complete. We are doing our own thing, in our own time, hoping that our contribution is right and that we are making a big difference to the bigger picture.
Thank you very much for coming to watch. It means a lot. I'm Isaac. I started writing this piece as a kind of response to the phrase, we're all in this together, because I'm not sure we are. The richest 6 people in Britain have as much wealth as the poorest 13 million. Even ignoring such huge inequalities, the variety in our upbringings and social situations now mean that applying such rose-tinted goggles to a pandemic really risk leaving people behind. I tried applying these things as I wrote. So there's a motif, and it's repeated, and it's like a common thread through the whole thing. It's a bit altered, and you hear the different perspectives and accompaniments and textures and emotions of this motif, and they all come to a head. And then the piece ends, and you can't really tell if it's positive or negative, because I think this is something that we have to listen to each other for. We have to listen, we have to learn, We have to agitate and organise and fight for making sure that no one is left behind. Thank you for listening to this piece and to me rambling. Look after yourselves. This piece is called The Same Boat Process.
Hello. My piece, Don't Run Before You Can Walk, is about how something which used to be so simple is now quite a complex feat, and that is going for a walk in COVID times. I've tried to express through the music feelings of panic when accidentally getting too close to someone, feelings of frustration among the pedestrians sharing a pavement, and by the end we have a tune in parallel motion to signify that we have got the hang of the social distancing etiquette. Personally, I have found this a very stressful experience, and so hopefully through making light of it through the music, it will help me to change my attitude to future walks. Hope you enjoy.